So good evening and welcome all the parents. On behalf of FirstCry and Neeta Arora's Joyful Parenting workshops, I welcome you all on this session of how to manage the screen time when the school things are going on, curriculum is going on online. My name is Neeta Arora. I'm a parenting expert and a counselor. I'm conducting these parenting sessions, workshops and seminars from last 20 years. Till date, more than 1,30,000 parents, they have been benefited by my workshops and seminars. And today I'm on the mission of empowering and educating parents to live a happy, joyful and fulfilled life and enjoy their parenthood. Because parenting is said to be the most challenging, I can say, job on this earth. Every day you have to face one or the new other challenge. And how to face it, because we don't have any manual for it, isn't it? So it is always trial and error, and in this trial and error, many a times we miss on some important things and we regret later on in life. Today, because of pandemic, most of the children, they are sitting at home, and the parents, they are really worried how to manage the screen time when kids have online school at home. I hear this buzz every now and then. Children are glued to the screen. What to do? How to keep them away? Yes, it has become necessary nowadays. How to do and what to do. First of all, let me tell you what is screen time. So screen time is the time when the child is sitting in front of a screen, that is different types of screens like mobile, tablet, computer, laptop, and so on. But let me tell you that all these screens are really very harmless unless and until you add an ingredient to it called internet. The moment internet is being added to this screen, then it becomes really a question that how much time to spend. And now parents, they don't know what to do and how to do, because the school has come now online. And children, they are getting irritated, children are getting frustrated because they are not able to go out, they are not able to go in the gardens, they are not able to play with their friends, they are not allowed to move around with their sports activities, but sit at home. Sitting at home, then what to do? Just get glued to the screen. So big question, how much time is good for a child? According to the studies, what the research has been done, it is said that from 0 to 2 years, there is absolutely no need for the child to be on screen. But still, when I happen to see, mothers of these small children, I see them that they are busy feeding their child, showing them something on the screen. And once the child gets habituated to it, and then the child doesn't eat, and the parents, they get frustrated, they get irritated. Unless and until I show them the mobile or I show them something moving on the mobile, the child doesn't eat. How did the child develop this habit? It is but natural. You only made the child develop this habit, isn't it? So 0 to 2 years, absolutely no mobile is necessary. Yes, if at all you want to use the mobile for the child for till the 2 years, let it be some nursery rhymes. Let the child hear it. Let it be audio. Rather than visual, let it be something audio. Why you want to give it right at the beginning? Then it is 2 to 4 years. 2 to 4 years, since now play schools are also shut down, and there are teachers who have planned many activities for the children. So from 2 to 4 years, the ideal time which the child can spend on the screen is 1 hour. It is enough, because many activities are being planned, and most of the time the activities are to be done by the child itself. So if the child sees in front his teacher doing some activity, the child gets the inspiration to do himself or herself. So 1 hour is enough. This is what I'm talking about, the online curriculum which is going on. So 1 hour enough, and another half an hour for the entertainment is more than enough. But nowadays, you just see the children, they are taking undue advantage that Today we have got online extra class. We have got so many other things to be discussed. I have to discuss with my friend. I have to discuss with my teacher. I have to discuss with my colleague that I'm not able to understand this homework. I'm not able to understand this activity. So how can I go ahead with it? Isn't it? And so they are trying to spend more and more time on the screen. And from 4 to 6 years, 1.5 hours to 2 hours are enough for the child. Because of the online activities, it is really, really enough. Is it really necessary to spend this time? You must have heard about a story about a man on the back of the tiger. If not, let me share it with you. A man, he was on the back of the tiger and the tiger was just walking away. The situation of this person was that if he gets down from the tiger is going to eat him. And if he keeps continuing sitting on the back of the tiger, he is going to starve out of death. Because the moment he is going to get off the back of the tiger is going to pounce and eat him. And if he doesn't get down, he is going to starve to death. So in both ways, he is helpless. The same thing is with all the parents. The same thing is we can compare with the screen time. This is the today's scenario. If we don't allow our children to be on the screen or use the mobiles or the laptops, then it is just like, keeping them away from so many new things which are being developed. Keeping them away from so many new information, keeping them away from new studies. And if we allow them, if they are taking undue advantage of it and they are just using it. So now it is the time to see that how we can really maintain this time. How to keep the children busy without screaming, shouting, howling, yelling or punishing them for anything. We want our child to be really updated with the latest knowledge, with latest information. At the same time, he should not spend much time on the screen. So let's see how that is possible. We can manage all this in 4 simple steps. The first is be aware, be a planner, be a leader, and be a scheduler. So in these 4 steps, you can manage your child's really screen time very well. So let's see one by one how we can do it. The first one is be aware. Realization is the first step towards change. How much time does your child really spend on screen? A question to all the parents over here. Do you know that? Probably. Parents, you may answer some questions, isn't it? You may say 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. But I will say it's all wrong. It's not the right answer because that is what you are assuming and it is an average time which you are thinking about it. I would suggest that right now, from today onwards, after this session, you start using a planner for the child. Start giving the child this workbook. Stay till end. I will share with you how you can plan the child. That is the screen time tracker of the child, wherein the half an hour slot is given. Child has to just fill it in black the moment he gets up from the screen. It is a half an hour slot. So in the whole day, the child has to color it in black or in any other color if you want. So by the end of the day, you will come to know, the child will come to know how much time the child has spent on the screen. Rather than letting the child do this, I would suggest as parents, first you do this. You do this screen time tracker, this activity, you do it. So you will come to know how much time you are spending on the screen. And then let the child do. I would suggest at this moment, let it be done for 3 days. In 3 days, you will get an average that how much time the child is spending on the screen. So accordingly, you can plan for other things. I have given this time tracker till Saturday. Sunday is an off. From Monday to Saturday, let the child fill this. Let the child fill on his own, because when the child does something, he really feels very happy, isn't it? And no manipulation in that, because you're not going to say anything to the child. It's just an activity. You can just tell, let's have fun, let's do this activity. It is an activity. I want to see how much time you're spending on the screen. And then you will come to know how much time the child is spending on the screen. So what is the good time the child should spend on the screen? The thumb rule is that now, since the school is also online, the curriculum is to be taught on the online only. So it is mandatory for the child to be on the screen. So parents over here, I would request you and I would suggest you, it really works wonders with the people with whom I have suggested, and I have seen in my house also. Let the child get ready in his uniform in the morning when the online classes are going on. The full uniform with the shoes and the socks. Though he is sitting in front of the screen, and the screen also I will prefer, if possible, let the child use the laptop rather than the mobile. Let him use the laptop. And still better, if it is possible, if he can see his online lessons on the TV, nothing like it. Because now most of us, we have the smart TVs also. The bigger the screen, the better it is for the child. If not TV, at least the laptop, at least the computers, but not the mobile. Because usually with the mobile, the child is lying in the bed and he is looking at undergoing this online sessions. What he will learn? What's the point in that? And most of the time I've seen the parents, they are writing down the lessons, and after the lesson is over, you make the child sit and then make them understand or teach them those lessons. Rather than doing that, let the child get dressed, sit in front of the computer with the shoes, socks, so that he feels that he's really learning something. You can just try it for a week and you will find a huge difference about his learning way. How he's taking the lessons, he enjoys that. He's missing, even the child is missing his school. So in this way, at least to some extent, he will have that pleasure of being in the school. So mandatory, it is, for mandatory plus 2 hours is acceptable. Mandatory, this online lessons can be according to the standards, to the grades. Whatever is mandatory online, what school has said, plus 2 hours for his entertainment. Because you can't say that morning you were there for the computers, you were there busy with the mobile, now that screen time is over. No, that was mandatory, and plus 2 hours for his entertainment or her entertainment, that where he or she can watch the YouTube, play the games, watch other serials, chat with their friends, chat with their relatives, with whomever they want. 2 hours is acceptable. But if it becomes mandatory plus 3 hours, then it is the sign of red alert. Then you have to just widen your eyes and see that the time is exceeding. So you have to be a bit cautious. You have to just warn the child that the screen time is increasing. So just be careful. And if at all, in this tracker, you find out that the mandatory plus the screen time is 4 hours, then it is the red alert. Parents, it's time that you have to start right now. It is absolutely an emergency. You have to be wide awake, take care of the things that what the child is really seeing on the screen, what is he glued to, and what is he up to. Okay? So at this moment, I would just say, after seeing this timetable tracker, if you see that it is mandatory plus 2 hours, it means acceptable. And if you fall in that category, congratulations. You are doing a good thing, good job. So you are safe. You need not worry much about your child's screen time. But after you see this time tracker and the red alert, that is 3 hours, it's time to start right now. After this session, immediately you have to start with it. Just see, be careful about your child spending the time on the screen. And if it is an emergency, it means it is more than mandatory plus more than 4 hours. It means it is an emergency. Forget everything, forget all the work, what is there lying down in front of you. This is more important than anything else. You have to take the action right now, right now. Before it is too late, I would say, start taking actions. Then what are the some ill effects? You know, everything has some pros and cons. If the screen is giving some few good things, it's giving ill effects also. So what are the few good things I would like to suggest? I would suggest on this occasion about some good things also. At least now, children, they are able to, you know, talk. Even on the video call, it is absolutely okay. They are able to talk to their relatives, their friends, because initially in the first month of the pandemic, it was, you know, within the family. You know, if the children, they are staying away, then they are calling their parents, brother, sister and all. So 1.5 months, 2 months, it was okay. After that, they started getting bored. Now what to talk every day? So then there comes the second circle. That is their cousins, their friends, their colleagues. Started calling them. The parents, they started calling the, you know, colleagues and the cousins and all the first cousins. And that is how now the children also, they started coming together. At least they started speaking to them. They started seeing their relatives. So the world has become, you know, coming closer with the help of this screen also. At the same time, there are some ill effects also. So what are the ill effects which we will see? We'll see few only. There is a list of everything. First is the behavior. The child becomes, you know, more stubborn, because when the child is on the screen and if the parent calls for any reason, either wants some help or wants the child to eat his breakfast, lunch, dinner, anything, the child says, yes, wait for 5 minutes, or I'm not still hungry, and the same thing goes on. And when again and again the parents, they keep calling the child gets frowned and then starts on screaming on top of his voice. Many a times then the parents, what they just come, shut it down, take the remote, shut off the TV or the computer, anything, or just snatch away the mobile phone and walk away. The child then starts screaming, shouting, yelling. So if this behavior continues for a long time, it becomes permanent for the child. So it is not good. Then the posture. Because the child is not sitting on the chair. When he is on the screen, most of the time, he is either on the sofa, on the bed, or somewhere at leisure, sitting very peacefully. So the body posture changes, and over a period of time, this child starts, you know, stumping. He starts having back pain. You see that posture changing. And most of the time, if it is a mobile phone, the eyes are glued in it. Parents, when you are giving the screen to the child, the few things which you have to take into account or consider it, the screen, whatever the distance between the child and the screen, it should be the 5 times. We are making nice big houses. We are taking big TVs with big inches. But what's happening between the distance between the screen and the child? The distance is diminishing. So we have to take care that the distance is 5 times. If it is not possible to keep it 5 times, at least say the room is well illuminated. If possible, remove the curtain. See that natural light is coming in. Because then that is damaging the eyes little less. If the child sees everything in dark, it has more strain on the eyes. Though at present, he can see everything very clearly. But over a period of time, then it is damaging the eyes. So parents, you have to take care of these things, that the room is well illuminated. If no natural sunlight is there, at least put on the lights so that the eyes are less strained. Isn't it? And the social behavior. The third thing is the social behavior of the child. It is diminishing. Because of the screen, the child is not able to communicate with people, because whenever it is the screen, you have to just type a text message. And because of this, his communication skills are becoming less and less. is not able to communicate properly. You see those children who are glued to the screen, the communication skills are really becoming less. There is no chance of it. Even in the house you see, people surrounded by each other, but they are just chatting on the WhatsApp, sending messages on the WhatsApp. First of all, parents, we have to model the clear behavior in front of the child. If all the time I'm glued with my cell phone, if I'm glued with my laptop, I have no right to tell my child that you are not supposed to be on the screen all the time. Because our children are our mirror image. And the younger the children, they just follow our footsteps. Unless and until I maintain this healthy behavior of the screen, my child is not going to follow it. Even while having, dinner, breakfast or lunch, we see that most of the families, the TV is on. And then they are having their dinner and the breakfast. And how can you expect the child to be away from then these gadgets? And when the child demands for it, you start, thrashing the child, you start punishing the child. That's not the way. First, I follow the rules, then I have the power to tell the child, yes, you follow the same rules. Okay? And then because of this obesity, we are seeing most of the children obese. Because they are sitting on one place, they are eating, having snacks, food, whatever, again sitting on one place. No physical exercise at all. And because of lack of physical exercise, so many different problems are arising. Children, they are becoming irritated. Even though it is a pandemic, I would suggest that parents, you can have some physical exercises at home also. Have some board games at home. You can have some, if your house is big enough, you can play hide and seek. And one of the parent, she shared with me, since my living room is quite big, I just tied a dupatta in between, and with my children, I was playing volleyball with the balloon. So just imagine playing a volleyball with the balloon. It's so much of fun because it takes so much time for the balloon to go to the other side. At the same time, we don't know when the balloon is going to go which side. The child is really looking at the balloon. So in a small way, you can say his concentration is increasing and the child enjoys when parents are a part of his games. So you can, really help the child to enjoy the game. So ready for the second step? So this was be aware. The second one is be a planner. Most of the mothers, they are very good planners. Even fathers, I would not deny that, but it is in business, in home planning mothers, you know how much of groceries you need, how much of budget you need for the whole month, how you plan everything. So you are very good at planning. And fathers, you are good at your business, how to plan the business ahead. So both of you are very good planners. So why not be a planner for the child? Have this planner for the child. So the child will know what to do and how to do. Okay, I'll show you this. So this is activities planner. What is mandatory and what is optional? You have to ask the child, or you have to see what is mandatory for the child and what is optional. Online classes, it is mandatory for the child. But with the online classes also, I would say, at times, it so happens, child says, today I don't want to go. Even in school, he takes 1 or 2 absent leave, isn't it? He's absent, so it is absolutely okay. Don't always force your child. No, it's since online, you are at home only, you have to be. No, it's always okay if 1 or 2 days he skips this online classes also. Even we get tired of the routine every time. So we need a change. So let the child also have that change. Absolutely okay. Then what is mandatory for the child? Online classes, homework, his submissions, and also group discussions. These all things are mandatory where the child has to go. He has to be present on the screen. And then what is optional for the child? There are few things are mandatory. The same way there are some things optional also. So what is that? That is the entertainment, seeing the movies, games, different serials. Then the social sites, which are not going to help the child in any ways. YouTube, video games, these are all optional for the child. So you have to really prepare this chart. Yeah, those parents who are present over here and who will be there till last, there is a surprise for you. I will tell you how you can get this workbook, which I have really prepared it for you, and I want to give it to you. Yeah, smart screen time with the help of the FirstCry. I've prepared this workbook specially for you for the screen time. So be there till last. So I will tell you how you can get this workbook. You can write down all these optional things, and then you can decide that which one you can, optional one you can skip, or you can keep it flexible. Isn't it? It's not that how much time the child is spending on the screen you have to be concerned with. It is the quality of the time what this child is spending on the screen. If supposing he's spending some quality time on the screen, if he's learning something new, if he's going through some inventions, if he's seeing some discovery, some new things coming up, so it's okay for him to spend little more time on screen. But along with this little more time, it is not that he does not do any other activity. Along with the screen time, the child has to be doing some clay work, some household work, taking care of his things, helping the parents in their work, doing some gardening also. If possible, some gardening is there. This is also necessary for the child. So this is the second step. Think about what is mandatory and what is optional. In optional, I would suggest that you can encourage the child for really quality things like learning a new language. Duolingo, it's a wonderful app. You can suggest the child. But before suggesting any app to the child, first see that you undergo it. You see that app, you see what all is available on that app, then only allow the child to download that app. Parents, it's very much important for us to see which apps our child is downloading, because of the pandemic now, so many new apps have come up and we don't know. The child says this app is required, so I'm downloading. This is my school app, or this is what in the class, in the tuition, the teacher has said, so I'm downloading it. This is some activity app. Nowadays, small children are more smart. Yeah, my granddaughter, she knows how to, take everyone in the group. She knows where are her nursery rhymes. She knows where the child is eating. If we have to feed her, we want to give her milk to drink, she will take out, "Bachcha doodh pee raha hai, wo nikalo." And she used to click on that and she used to see the child is drinking milk. So am I drinking the milk. So children are very smart. So you have to be really very alert, very careful when the child is using your mobile or laptop, because we don't know which ads are seen on the side, and by mistake the child clicks on that ad and it takes to the different site, which is not good for the child. So you have to be very, very careful and alert also. So this was the second step, that is be a planner. Now let us come to the third step. The third step is be a leader. You have to be a leader. Parent, as it is, you are a leader, but then take little more efforts. You have to discuss with the kids. What is screen time? How is screen time useful to them and how it is not? What are the ill effects of the screen time? How the rays of the screen are hampering the eyes? How it is harmful to the brain? Because whenever small, especially the small children, the age group of this young 2 to 4, immediately from 1 year, I can say from 1 to 6, 7 years, they are more fond of seeing things which are moving on the screen, isn't it? They are very fond of, children running games and all. What is there happening? It is continuously moving. So the brain, it gets so much used to see all the things moving. When you tell the child to sit in one place, the child cannot sit. So many times in my counseling sessions, parents, they come up, "My child can't sit in one place. My child is hyperactive." I always tell the parents, children are never hyperactive. The only thing is that we are not able to channelize their energy properly. They have got so much of energy. Now just see in this house also. The moment we open the door, the lift is just across. We hardly have to walk few steps. We go downstairs, in the parking, the car is parked over there. From there we go to some place, again we have valet parking. So where is the energy getting used? The children's energy is not getting at all used. It is not getting utilized. And so the children become hyperactive. And one is that thing. And secondly, because of the screen, they are glued so much in the screen that they always see that something or the other is moving around. It's moving, it's moving, it's moving. So they can't sit on one place. That is why don't give too much of screen to your child. I see parents, of 1 and 2 years, they are so happy, so excited when they meet, their colleagues or their friends and relatives. My child can operate YouTube. My child knows where are nursery rhymes. My child knows where is the game. The child knows where are the songs. They are so happy to tell about the achievements. Dear parents, this is not an achievement for the child. When you say it so proudly, the child feels that, yes, I've done something really good and it's really interesting for me. I should continue with it. Rather than that, say that the child uses less of your cell phone. It is only mandatory when, grandparents, they want to see the child. Video calling, that is all okay for the child. Nothing more than that, I would suggest. So don't, praise your child when he or she is using the mobile phone. That gives a license to them to use more and more, isn't it? And secondly, show them that because of this screen time, what is happening? What are the ill effects happening? Some of them, they are getting the specs, the glasses. So why these glasses at an early age? Either it is vitamin, some deficiency, or because of that is why it is there. I've lost the video. Just type in the chat box. Can you see me? Because I'm not able to see anything on the screen over here. I'm not able to see the video. Yeah. Okay. Should I continue? Okay. Okay. So tell the children about the ill effects of the screen. I always tell the parents, rather than keeping the child away from certain things, it's better you educate them. If the child is doing something wrong, you refrain the child from doing that thing. That's not the solution. If you tell the child not to do or not to touch something now, after some time the child is going to touch the same thing. For example, it's a glass jar. So you tell or you can say the flower pot, the glass flower pot. You tell the child that you are not supposed to touch. But why? Because if you happen to, drop it, it is going to break, isn't it? That's the reason why you should not touch. So you have to educate the child. So regarding the screen time also, I would suggest that you have to educate the child that why so much of screen is not good. Once you explain to them the pros and the cons, the do's and the don'ts, the good and the bad of the screen time, I'm sure the child is going to understand better. But then the parents, they come up again that yesterday only I explained to him that too much screen is not good for him. But again today it's the same thing. Parents, when your child started to walk for the first time, he fell down. Did you give up on that? No, you encouraged the child again to stand up, walk till he was on his own. So why now you have to stop the child? There is no point in, stopping the child again and again. Keep educating the child till the child listens to you and you get the results. I say keep telling the child in a very low voice, very patiently, very lovingly, till you get the results. The day you get the results, you can just let the child be on their own. And what do you think? Child don't understand? They do understand very well. And I know only one thing, that love can move the mountains. So tell very lovingly to the child about the pros and the cons of using the screen. Parents now, they keep telling me that my child is, watching the television all the time, he's on the tab all the time, or he's glued to the screen. Okay, fine. Now your child has come to me. I'm telling your child, don't use the screen. You're not supposed to be on the screen. That's absolutely okay. Now the child is just sitting. Now you tell me what the child has to do. No screen, agree to it. I'm listening to you. I'm not touching the screen. I'm not having the mobile in my hand. I'm not touching the tab. I'm not touching the TV, nothing. Now what to do? You should have some activity for the child. Are you ready? Are you prepared for such activities with the child? I just know, and I've seen so many parents when I visit to my colleagues, my friends or my relatives' house. Mother comes from here, go and sit and study. Father comes from there, go sit and study, do your homework. I know parents know only two things, two lines, go and sit and study, do your homework. Apart from that, what to do? So if the child is not on screen, please give some activities to the child to do. I would like to suggest few activities and you can come up with more. And in the same way, the child, ask the child also. The child will also suggest you few more activities, isn't it? So one can be reading. If you are fond of reading, you read a book, give a story book to your child and let the child read. If the child is not able to read, you sit along with the child, you read the storybook. With the fingers, I will say, just slide your fingers under the lines and read it. And a day will come, the child will start reading on their own. And the child enjoys. Again and again, I'm saying the same things. The children enjoy parents participating in their activities. Children enjoy when parents play with them. Children are full of fun and joy when parents are a part of their activity. Second is coloring. You can sit with them, do coloring. Give them some, color blank papers and tell them to draw something. And then ask them, what have they drawn? What is that their color they have used over there? What is it? You will be amazed to know that they have come up with something really amazing. I don't know, I just saw one, child happened to show me a wall, his wall, study wall, all round. I said, what is this? He says, it is an elephant. I said, where? I can't see. And he really showed me this round one, this is this trunk, this is the tusk, this is the tail, and this is the curve, the back of the elephant, but the legs you can't see because the elephant is standing in the water. That is the imagination when you tell the child. Next is storytelling. Children love stories. It's not only children, but the elders too love stories, isn't it? So inculcate this habit of storytelling. You can take them to the fantasy land also. Start with something really amazing. When you take, the child to the fantasy land, the child also comes up with all new ideas. And that is stimulating the right side of the brain. When you stimulate the right side of the brain, it is all creativity coming out. And the children, they enjoy this very much. Fantasy land stories are too good for the children. Then you can give them clay. With the help of clay, the children can model different things. Now Ganpati festival around, so you can just tell them to make a Ganesha, or let them make whatever they want to, and appreciate. When the children, they are engaged with such activities, parents, please, please, please motivate your child, appreciate. Even if the coloring what the child has done, it is all shabby with all strokes up and down. I know it is looking not too good, but then too, child has taken some efforts, isn't it? Has put some time, some efforts. Appreciate the child. If you appreciate, the child will be encouraged and will try to do it again better. First appreciate, and then you guide the child. Beta, if you could have kept this colors little inside only, it would have looked more beautiful. So next time while coloring, just take care of this. Otherwise, it is beautiful and the child is very happy. Then some craft things. You can just give some glue, some craft paper, let them cut, let them stick, let them come out with their innovative ideas, let them have their own creations. Give them some puzzles to solve, give them zigzag puzzles or scramble words, something like that. Because if they are not on the screen, they need something to be taken care of. What is there in between? Because there is a big vacuum then. And if they are not on screen, not doing anything, then they are just troubling you. Every now and then they'll come and harass you. Either I'm feeling hungry, I want to go out, cry, yell, irritate, something like that. So just see that they have something to be done in their free time. Finished? No, still one step is left. The fourth step, be a controller. Check everything. Check what your child is seeing on the screen. Check very often. Yeah, I know very well. I had a counseling case wherein the child was in 4th standard, 4th grade, was hardly 5 to 6 years. And the mother came running to me. I'm very much upset because my child is seeing porn videos. I said, how come? I said, I don't know, but I just happened to take the mobile from him. At that time, I realized that he's been watching those. And I don't know since how long he's watching. So parents, whenever your child is on the screen, you have to keep a keen eye on the child and things what he is seeing. Check it every day. Every day you have to check, because if it is on the laptop, even if it is on the mobile, we have a history thing. On the history, we can see what the child has seen before. So just see that you are well aware of what the things the child is seeing. Have a thorough check of it. Don't let the child be on his or her own, because that will really create a big problem. Apart from this, I would like to tell the parents that, educate your children on cyberbullying also. Tell them to be very careful when they are on social media. Many times, it so happens the child is playing with the mobile and all of a sudden with the clicks, he is just opened up the Facebook and few photographs have just been posted on the Facebook page, which others are not supposed to see. So be careful of that. Tell the child that if you are handling the mobile, before clicking anything, just have a word with me. And also educate them that once anything is being posted on the social media, it remains on the social media forever. Even if you realize that it is a mistake and you delete it, it is delete for everyone, but still then it is there in the cloud. It is saved somewhere on the Google, it is saved somewhere on the cloud, iCloud, somewhere there. So you have to be really very careful with it. Again, there is a checklist which I have prepared for you. There in this checklist, every day you can, just tick mark. This is the checklist which I have prepared for you parents, which says that from Sunday to Saturday it's there. Online classes, you can just tick mark, done. Homework, submission, discussion, and optional is entertainment, social sites, YouTube videos, and the vacuum fillers also, like book reading, coloring, playing with the clay, puzzle solving and all. These are all things which I'm going to give you where you can have a checklist. You must be thinking, what's the point in having this workbook with us? Is it really going to help? Unless and until you write down, if you are clear with certain things, that how much time you are spending, how much time the child is spending on the things which are mandatory, which are entertainment, you will not be able to judge how to go ahead. In school also, see, there is a fixed timetable given, isn't it? On Monday, which periods are there? Tuesday, which periods are there? Wednesday, and accordingly the child takes the books. Because it is planned, it becomes easy, it becomes systematic, it becomes more interesting. In the same way, this should be planned. It should be on the paper. It should be black and white, so it becomes easy for all of us to track the screen time of the child. So, is that all? Yes. And the simple step to it is to take an action today. To summarize the whole thing, I would say there are 4 simple steps which, taken care of, will help you to manage the screen time when the kids have online school. First is be aware. Be aware of how much time your child is spending on the screen. Secondly, be a planner. Both parents, you are a very good planner. Plan accordingly how your child is going to spend the rest of the day. Apart from the online school, he or she has to spend the rest of the day. See that equally everything is being distributed. If the online classes have just finished, then let the child have some physical exercises at home only, on the terrace, in the garden, somewhere there, or some other activities to be done. Then be a leader. You come forward, explain to the child the do's and don'ts of certain things which the child has to undergo, how you can overcome. Take the child's opinion also. Give respect, take respect. That is what I believe in. Because if you have a good discussion with the child about the pros and the cons of the screen time, the child understands better. Rather than you only dictating, no, you don't have to sit for these many hours on the screen. Better shut down the mobile. Better keep away the remote. Shut down the laptop. So rather than just, disciplining in this way, you can just tell them the do's and the don'ts. So it becomes easy for the child. And lastly, be a controller. See that you have a check on whatever activities the child is doing. Keep a close check on it so that you are aware that where your child is going. Try to educate yourself first, then try to educate the child. And whenever your child says for a new app, dear parent, first you study, you go through that app and see what new is there in that app, or what it is really going to, how it is really going to help your child. Then only allow the child to download that app. And in the call history or in the history of the laptop and everywhere, check what your child has done throughout the day. So that was all about how to manage the screen time when kids have online school at home. And those who wish to have this workbook with you, in the comments you can just write down, I need this workbook, so I can just send it to you. Now the session is open for questions. You can ask questions in the chat. Parents, if you have any questions, you can ask me questions. I don't know, something went wrong with the video. I'm not able to see. So, yes, Shikha, I will be sending you this workbook to you. Nirali, even I will be sending you this workbook. Two to 3 hours. Anita, you have to now be really careful that it's an alert sign. It's an alert, it's not an emergency, but you have to plan out 2 hours are enough after the online classes. You know, that much time is enough. Okay, Tripti, I will be sending you the workbook. Yes, Papaya, your son is. Anita, better get her eyesight checked, because I think so something some big issue with the eyesight also. It's not good before it is too late. Whenever the child says something, you have to be really careful and listen to the child. Otherwise, it's too late for us. Yes, dear, this is for all those who have children from 2 to 6 years. It is a workbook wherein you can, if not the child, at least you can use it. Even you can see that how much time you are spending it on the screen. So if you are spending more time, it's time for you to see that you are engaged in some other activities. Yeah, Anita, you should just rush to the ophthalmologist as soon as possible. Pooja, yes, definitely. Those who have written in the comment box, I will send them. I'll send you a link where you can download this workbook. If you want, you can send your email address, or you can go to my website www.neetaarora.co.in. In a day, I will be uploading it over there. From there also, you can download it. You can visit my YouTube channels also for more such tips on parenting. In a day, I will be uploading all this thing, some ebooks also on my website, so that you can download it. It's NEETA, NEETA. Shikha, it is emergency. Leave everything and just see that how you can, make your son busy with other activities. See, if I don't have anything else to do, then it is the screen only. So better take care of it. Think of some new engagements where you can make your child busy. It's high time. This is too much spending on the screen. You have to create, Nirali, you have to create screen-free zones, screen-free day, screen-free time, wherein at that moment, no one in the house. Make it a discipline, make it a ritual that while eating, having, dinner or lunch, no one is going to be in front of the screen. And Sunday, it is absolutely no screen. No one is going to see the screen. Only some calls, if they are coming, you will be receiving those calls. Otherwise, nothing about it. You have that discipline, and seeing you, your child is going to follow. Your child is your mirror image. Yes, Papa, yeah, it is for, you can use it. It is usually designed for all the children. 8 years also can use it, because we are just tracking the screen time, how much screen time our child is spending. So is it really, because if I ask you right now, it's really very difficult for you also to answer the question that this many hours my child is spending. But if the child knows that half an hour he has spent and he colors that box black, he knows this half an hour, another half an hour. So in the whole day, how many half an hours and half an hours he has spent on the screen? It becomes easy to calculate and for us to know that how much time the child has spent on the screen. Yes, Ritu, you will also get this workbook. From my website, you can just download. Give me a day. I will just upload it on the workbook website. It's www.neetaarora.co.in. NEETA. Shikha, if the child is not taking interest, it means you are just giving away to the child and you are telling the child, you solve, you do on your own, and I'm just sitting peacefully doing some other work. You get involved with the child, you solve some crosswords, you solve some puzzles with the child, and you see how the child will be interested. And purposely you make some mistakes so that your child can correct you. Don't forget to appreciate. Appreciation is the fuel for the child to keep doing the things what he or she is doing. Sony, that is not available. I have made it for this session with the help of the FirstCry. For the FirstCry, for this session, especially for the smart screen management time, I have made it on my own. It is not available anywhere. It's no name. What I felt it to be really good for all the parents, I have made it. Yeah, Pooja, I will mail it to you. Or after a day or two, you can go to my website and you can, download from there. Sure. Sunny, I will. Shikha, studies have become, so much monotonous. So for that reason, children, they are losing interest in studies. Try to bring some innovative ways, make it some storytelling way so that the child really enjoys his studies, Bring some new things, and on your own only, Shikha, you can tell your child that today no studies, let's just have fun, let's play. You tell what games you want to play, and you be happy when the child is there with you, and enjoy the games which the child is suggesting. It's not necessary the whole day you want to spend, but whatever time you are spending with the child, I say that parents just spend half an hour to 1 hour with the child, but let that be the quality time. That quality time means whatever the child enjoys, whatever the child says, do those activities. And while doing those activities, be happy, be very happy, and just hug your child and say, thank you so much. It was a wonderful activity. Website is www.neetaarora.co.in. It is NEETA. Anita, I said initially 0 to 2 years, no screen time is required. 2 to 4 years, 1 year, 1 hour screen time is absolutely okay, and another 1 hour on entertainment, it is okay. Then 4 to 6 years, it is 1.5 hours, and again 1.5 hours for the entertainment. That much is enough. So I don't think any more questions. So thank you all parents for participating in this session, and a big thank to FirstCry for giving me this opportunity to share my views, and also thanks to my mentor Rajesh Gurule for helping me to conduct this session. Thank you all. Wish you a very happy parenting. Yeah, whenever you want, you can ask any questions. You can get in touch with me through my website. Thank you so much.